Der Prophet also explained why an oral recital had to be as repetitive as the Quran, a word which means to recite. Mein Kampf 706. The great speaker will repeat his message so often, with so many examples, he will overcome objections and refute them before they are even raised. While the Meccan surahs were fixated on pain and punishment, with the vast majority of the 1,000 repetitions occurring therein, the Medina themes were no less repetitive. They bellowed, submit, obey, perform, pay, and fight. Hitler and Mohammed learned that their demonic message was most effective when it was revealed in the darkness of night. Mein Kampf 7:10. I was astonished by how much better my message was received at night. It is a mysterious magic that allows the encroachment upon a man's free will. In the evening they succumb more easily to the dominating force of a stronger will. The domineering apostolic nature weakens their resistance. Islam's apostle must have used the same psychologist to weaken men's resistance.
Quran 73, verse 1. Keep watch all the night except a little, reciting the Quran as it ought to be recited, in slow, measured, rhythmic tones. We will soon entrust you with our weighty word. Surely the night is the most devout way, when the soul is most receptive and the words are the most telling.
The most telling line, magic allows an encroachment upon man's free will, exposes the dark spirit's agenda. This is why Islam and Nazism are fatalistic, and why they are devoted to submission and to obedience. If deceit encroaches upon a man's free will, we lose our ability to choose Yahweh, and to accept His gift of eternal life. When we lose our free will, we lose the ability to love and to know God. When we lose the ability to choose, we die. It isn't a coincidence that history's least free, religious communities have succumbed to doctrines of submission. Death and destruction was not only predictable, it was a predetermined consequence. Hitler, like his mentor Mohammed, despised scribes. Mein Kampf 7:12. The average sparrow brain of a scribbler produces intellectual babble. Mohammed dispensed with the verbal assault. He simply killed them. Mein Kampf 7:15. The meeting is necessary, if only because new adherents of the new movement feel lonely and are easily seized with the fear of being alone. Brought together, they sense a greater community. They are carried away by the powerful effect of the suggestive intoxication and enthusiasm of the others. The crowd confirms the correctness of the new doctrine in his mind and removes his doubt. Then he succumbs to the magic seductive influence of the meeting. Mein Kampf 7:17. God be praised and thanked that unspoilt people avoid bourgeois mass meetings as the devil avoids holy water. Togetherness can be seductive as it is coercive. It is the essence of mob mentality. An evil person with a bad idea can be parlayed into an eruption of uncontrollable rage.
Ishak, our strong warriors obey his orders to the letter. By us, Allah's religion is undeniably strong. You would think when our horses gallop with bits in their mouth that the sounds of demons are among them. The day we trod down the unbelievers, there was no deviation or turning from the apostles' order. During the battle, the people heard our exhortations to fight and the smashing of skulls by swords that sent heads flying. We severed necks with a warrior's blow. We have often left the slain cut to pieces and a widow crying, alas, over her mutilated husband.
The study of Islam, like Nazism, is an exposé on gang mentality. Uncorrupted by Islam, or left free to choose, Few, if any, Arabs would have been capable of perpetrating such horrific deeds. Yet, as part of Muhammad's gang of ghouls, they fed off each other's rage. Terror and piracy became good because everyone they knew was a terrorizing pirate. This is why Christianity is personal, not collective. The Greek word ecclesia that we errantly translate church really means a calling out. Then, sounding like Muhammad in Mecca, the Führer preached these words in Munich. Mein Kampf 7:15. The man who is the first representative of a new doctrine is exposed to serious oppression and urgently needs the strengthening that lies in the conviction of being a fighter in an embracing body. Muhammad found soulmates in Medina.
Ishak, you came to us discredited when your message was rejected, and we believed you. You were forsaken and deserted, and we assisted you. You were a fugitive, and we took you in, sheltering you. You were poor and in need, and we comforted you.
Mein Kampf 7:20. It was important to introduce blind discipline into our meetings and to safeguard the authority of the leader. The brutal recklessness of our guards were able to thwart the enemy's hecklers. Speaking as if he were Mohammed, Hitler said, Mein Kampf 7:26, anyone who provoked us was thrown out ruthlessly. We would not tolerate any provocation. Then, on page 728, before they could finish a sentence, they would find themselves thrown outside the hall. It was no different in Muhammad's day.
Ishak, hypocrites used to assemble in the mosque and listen to the stories of the Muslims and laugh and scoff at their religion. So Muhammad ordered that they should be ejected. They were thrown out with great violence. Abu went to Amr, took his foot and dragged him out of the mosque. Another Muslim slapped a man's face while dragging him forcefully, knocking him down. One was pulled violently by his hair. Don't come near the Apostles' Mosque again, for you are unclean.
Both the Führer and the Prophet had security detachments. Hitler called his first stormtroops. Mein Kampf 7:29. I had a protective detachment as a supervision service. They were all young party comrades who were instructed and trained to the effect that terror can be broken only by terror. By fighting for our idea, they protected me with their last drop of blood. They were saturated with the doctrine. We found that the best weapon of defense was the attack. We became known not as a debating club, but as a fighting community. My boys shined when I made it clear to them the necessity of their mission, assuring them again and again that all the wisdom of the world will remain futile if force does not enter its service, defending and protecting it. The goddess of peace can only march side by side with the god of war. Muhammad's thugs were less articulate, but they were no less loyal.
Ishak, we helped Allah's apostle, angry on his account, with 1,000 warriors. We carried his flag on the end of our lances. We were his helpers, protecting his banner in deadly combat. We dyed it with blood, for that was its color. We were the Prophet's right arm in Islam. We were his bodyguards before other troops served him. We helped him against his opponents. Allah richly rewarded that fine Prophet Muhammad.